think we're up. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for showing up for. Oh. There it is. Well, okay. Thanks for showing up for the live stream today. Today is for our current homeowners. So if you have been following along at home, Mondays we live stream and we talk basically to real estate agents and ways to help them and help their buyers and help get tough deals through. And then Wednesdays, we're out here dropping knowledge for current homeowners. So maybe you are someone that I helped buy a house. Maybe you are a homeowner that I didn't help buy a house. You can still hang out and watch. And then on Thursdays is when we do our pre-approval people who um, are out looking and shopping. And so that's kind of the schedule for the week. So we're getting ready to start. I just came on a little bit early because I have had enormous amount of trouble with tech this week. Well, it's not just this week. It's kind of every week. But yeah, so I just wanted to make sure everything worked. So we have our backdrop. Yay! Is it the right one? Home buyer. It is not the right one. Hold on. We need the glasses chick with the good hair. There we go. Okay. Lights on. You can see me. Background's good. We're going to get ready to start. This is for our current homeowners, whether you are someone I helped or not, you can still stick around. But we're going to stay on the condo train this week because there's just been a lot of conversation about it. And I don't usually do notes and read from a script, but there was so much I have paper today. So if I'm looking down, that is what I'm looking at. And once again, we'll play the game. If you count them, I'll buy you a Starbucks. Actually, I kind of don't want to know how many times I say so maybe don't count them. All right. So condos, what are we talking about? So if you are a condo owner and you are thinking of selling, there are some things you need to know because they have made some changes in the way condos can be financed. We are not talking about FHA and their spot approvals today. We're specifically talking about conventional loans and condos. So you can have a gorgeous condo, you can price it right, you can have a great buyer, and it can still fall apart because it's not just the buyer now that's being looked at, it's the complex. So what does that mean? What are they looking at? So they're looking at things like how much reserves your HOA has. Does it have adequate insurance? Are there special assessments? Is there any structured issues? Any pending litigations? They're looking at all of that, and they're looking at it every time you go into contract on a condo. So there's a little good news in the change of the rules. It used to be that for a conventional loan, if they took all the units in a complex and more than 50% of them were owned by investors, you couldn't get a conventional loan. That's not true anymore. You have to pass all those other things, but the investment part is not an issue. Also, if you're in a smaller complex, maybe something that has 10 or less units, you can skip the whole condo review and just go with a limited review, which is quicker and easier. So if you're in a smaller complex, none of this applies to you. And if you couldn't do anything before because of the investor concentration in your complex, you might be able to do something now. So one of the things that they're looking at is the health of your HOA, and this is important. So I know if you've ever been to an HOA meeting, you probably want to stab your eyeballs, but I think you should go to at least one. Unless you open the mail and you read everything that they send you, which I'm sure you probably don't, you don't really know the health of your HOA. So you want to know how much they have in reserves. You want to know what's going on with it. Are there any special assessments that are on the ballot? What are they for? What is going on? Because if you are the homeowner and you want to sell, this is going to directly affect who can buy your condo. So again, my word of advice is to go to at least one or read everything they send you. Go to one though. I think people would freak out because nobody shows up at them. So they would be like, oh my God, why are all these people here? All right, so the next thing that they're going to dig into is insurance. And you need to make sure that the insurance policy that your master insurance policy on the whole complex, not yours, you have one inside your unit that protects your stuff, but the master insurance policy that protects the entire complex has got to meet specific guidelines for the lender. And I actually had one where we had to switch insurance companies because we had to switch lenders because the insurance policy didn't match, and we had to go with a lender that wasn't Fannie Freddie, and it wasn't fun. So again, go to your HOA meetings, ask to see the insurance, understand what's going on. So let's kind of give you an example. So you have a condo, it's worth 500 grand, you list it, your buyer comes along, they're going to offer full price, they're going to put 20% down, they're fully underwritten, everything is wonderful. You're like, this is great, we're going to close in 3 weeks. And then 3 weeks into this, because I'm going to tell you one thing, it takes the HOAs forever to get us the documentation that we need, like forever. So everything's going along, it's been appraised, it's been inspected, everybody's happy, we get the documentation from the HOA, boom, the lender doesn't like it and you're done. Well, you're done conventional. We'll have to think of something else, but save yourself the heartbreak, find out what's going on in your complex. Now, if you get the information from your complex and you find out, oh my God, Jen, we don't have enough reserves, or oh my God, the insurance policy isn't what lenders need, or you find out anything, does this mean you cannot sell this condo and you are stuck there forever? No. But I would recommend, if you do find out that situation, get some of your neighbors on board and get the HOA, like go after the HOA, because this is, it's affecting your asset. There are still loans out there if you can't go Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. You can always do cash, but there are non-QM loans that will offer financing on what we call non-warrantable condos, which is this situation. So, as a property owner, what should you do before you list your condo? Contact your HOA. Find out this specifically. Are there any current special assessments? What are they? How much are they? What are they for? Are there any pending assessments being discussed? Like, are they going to vote on solar or something of that nature? Are any major repairs being planned? Are there any current structural or safety issues? And this doesn't have to be in your unit. This doesn't have to be in your building. This is in the complex altogether. Has the master insurance policy recently changed? And is it up to current standards that the lenders are going to want? What are there any current or pending litigation? Did someone trip and fall and they're suing the complex? Did someone have a leak and they're suing the complex? Is any of that going on? Because that's important to know. How are the HOA reserves? That's super important, because that right there is a deal killer if they don't have enough. Has anybody had trouble selling lately and getting conventional financing? Because, just because you guys were on the Fannie Freddie okay list, they're doing a review now every time there's an offer. And so something could have come up and blown that. So you want to know. This one, and your lender and your real estate agent will love you this forever. How quickly can they turn the documents that we will need when there's a contract? How quickly? And how much do they charge? And is there a charge for a rush? Because, I've seen them charge as much as $400 and $900 for a rush. So this is all stuff that you want to know. Make sure you get this information before you put your condo on the market. So what am I getting at here? This is not a death sentence for condo owners. You just need to be aware and engaged and know what's going on. If you own a condo and you are thinking about selling, call your HOA, get this information, and send this information to your real estate agent or even your lender. And we'll look it over and kind of give you a heads up to see if there's anything in there that we think might be an issue for you. So yeah, that's it for this week's live stream. It looks like we don't have any viewers. and we don't have any questions. So I'm going to post it, so it will be here so that you can refer back to it. And if you have any questions, you can direct message me or even post it in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Again, this is not all doom and gloom. I don't want you to be super disappointed if you're a condo owner or if you've recently bought one. You just need to know. Just, don't bury your head in the sand. Find out what's going on. Go terrorize your HOA because, they terrorize us all the time. All right, everybody. Have a great day.